This is 44X. This is a real-time strategy game. It's called that because it's 4-4, 4-4 time signature, and it's a 4X, explore, expand, exploit, exterminate. We're watching a game right now of me against blue. I'm red. There's blue. There's one of blue's settlers. So this is my tower. It has a sight range of 3 spaces, so I can see to this water. But I can't see past these mountains. I can't see past the forest. I can't even see into this forest. Yeah, so this is, and then the clouds are just what we cannot see at all. So we're going to start by building a few houses. We're going to build these in kind of an elbow shape. And you'll see that this is how you can expand your territory. If I build this house, now I have these 2 spaces. And when this house completes, I have, wait, what happened? 4 spaces. All right. So this space, we didn't build a house here, but because it was surrounded by 3 red spaces, it became red itself. Now, if that was a tie, if like these 3 were blue, then it wouldn't flip at all. Tiebreakers are buildings, but there was no tie, and so it became ours immediately. And that can actually cascade. So if I build a house out here, then this will become red because it's surrounded by 3, and then that'll flip these as well. So territory grants vision over the map. That's like the main purpose of territory, is to just give you vision. You can see what's in the territory, and you can see adjacent to the territory, unless it's a forest. Now if we listen here, we can hear, I'll turn it up a little bit. You can hear how all the units are synced up. I'm going to send out a few warriors to explore the map. And you can listen to how, as they move, they're making kind of a thump, thump, thump. So that's the idea behind the musical goals here, is that everything's synced up. Everything has its own audio loop, and so that's its got its own move loop, its own attack loop, its own build loop, and some units will have healing in the near future, the heal loop. And that's kind of like the fun design goal that I wanted to build this around, was the idea that everything should be synced up that way. So yeah, we sent out a few warriors. You can see that their line of sight is not great. They can only see the space that they are in. So let's get a better unit. We're going to build a farm here, and we're going to surround it by houses. A farm by itself doesn't do anything, except it does give you access to the slinger. What the houses do is every house that surrounds a farm gives +1 coin. So now that the farm is done, you see we have these 6 coins on the map, and our income over here is 6. By the way, this is how many coins we have. This is our income. Income has just been affected by an opponent walking right through our territory. So rude. Let's build a slinger. This is what we got access to by building the farm. A slinger is a ranged unit, unlike the warrior. The warrior can hit the space next to it, but the slinger can actually shoot the warrior from a 1.5 spaces away, which, better than 1 space, right? There's better ranged units later. All right, so you also see these resources around the map, and you see that we don't have horsemen. Well, there's horses right here. So the way we can unlock horsemen is we can build a farm right there on the horses, and that'll give us access to the horseman unit once it's done. And that's how all the resources kind of work. They each give you access to a unique unit that you can only get by that resource. Right here we see bronze on the map, and that's going to give us access to the shield unit, which is a very tanky, high armor unit. That's kind of a later game unit. There's die right here, and that gives us access to the scout, which is an invisible unit, which has a line of sight of 3. You'll see that we go to build this horseman, it's 48 coins for 1 horseman. Wait, that seems like a lot, right? But if you click it, you see the price immediately goes down to 12. So the first one was 4 times more expensive. And that's the tech multiplier. So the 4x, the number 4, comes from how many other units have you bought. As you unlock each unit, that multiplier goes up, so that for future units, your multiplier is 1 higher. So now that we've unlocked a horseman, the next unit that we need to unlock is going to be 5 times the cost of that unit. I'm building a lumber hut right now, right here. So that gives us 2 coins per house adjacent to it. You know, way better than farms. Also unlocks spearman, archer, unicorn, and catapult. We'll go ahead and get the spearman to show you what happens here. If I get a spearman, the warrior button went away. So spearmen actually obsolete warriors. They're just better. They're more expensive, but they're just better in every way than warriors. So we don't need it. We don't need the warriors anymore. The next level would be if you built a mine in the hills. These are the hills up here. And that's the bronze, if you built a bronze mine, if you want to get access to the shield. And then the 4th level would be a mana well that you can build anywhere in the desert. And those give you an income of 3 per house and 4 per house, respectively. Terrain also affects combat. I put this spearman on the hill because it actually gives the unit both more range and more sight range. If it's on a mountain, if it's on a hill, you get more defense. You take less damage. In other words, if it's in a forest, there's no direct stat modifier, but you're less visible because it's harder to see into the forest. You might be just completely invisible to the unit that's right next to you. And then there's desert, where you actually don't want to be in the desert. If you are in the desert and you take damage, you take extra damage in the desert. There's also movement penalties to all of those things. So yeah, that about does it. That about does it for this demo. There will be a beta app out soon. That will be just for select beta testers. If you want to be on that and you know me personally, feel free to reach out. Thanks for watching.